Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. We are just a few days removed from the official announcement of the Master Chief Collection coming to PC, and now we have some more details coming from SXSW. And we've got a lot of information about the PC version as well as the insight on the Halo Insider program. And you can sign up for that right now and actually have a chance to play Master Chief Collection early. So that's something I definitely want to give you guys a heads up on. And also, the boss of Epic, Tim Sweeney, has said something pretty interesting about the Epic storefront and how the consumers aren't really relevant in terms of which storefront ends up winning the battle. Rather, it's the game offerings, and I think what he said is a little bit ridiculous, so I do want to take a look at that. And I'll give you guys my input on that as well. First off, a lot of you guys have been excited about the Master Chief Collection, as am I. I've been bugging out about it over the last few days. If you follow me on Twitter, the day that it was announced, I had a pretty big meltdown of happiness, not like a rage meltdown. But yeah, of course, I'm very excited for that. However, we've got some new details about the Master Chief Collection, some of it a little bit surprising, some of it a little bit disappointing, so let's get right into it. Some of the notes: the Halo Reach test is going to be happening sooner than people think, so we'll get to the testing of the game and how you guys can play it early. But I see a lot of people thinking that Halo Reach is going to come sometime in the fall. I had hearkened to the fact that maybe it'll be a summer release right after E3. That's when I think they would add Halo Reach. How about a E3 announcement where they're like, hey, Reach is available right now? I could totally see them doing that, especially with Sony not being at E3 and they're going to have all of the attention. Why not do something great for the consumer and be like, hey, the Reach multiplayer is live right now. You can buy the single player right now because that's how they're doing it on Xbox. They're rolling it out one by one, and it does look like Reach is farther along than people think. I know some people were thinking that this was going to end up being a 2020 release even, but based on what was said, it does look like that's going to be happening sooner than you guys expect. The test is actually ready to go. They just need a large amount of signups, and again, we'll get to the signups in a little bit. You can sign up right now to be a part of the early access test and help out 343 in developing the game and see it turn out the way that gamers want it to be. The tests are also set to take place on Steam, and here's an interesting note: the title is not a Play Anywhere title, but they are looking into options for current owners of MCC. Now, if you guys don't know, Play Anywhere is Microsoft's initiative where every game that you buy on Xbox One can be played on Windows 10 platforms and vice versa. So it looks like Master Chief Collection is actually going to be exempt from this program. I imagine it's because they actually want to sell copies of this game, and it's one game that people are actually going to buy a crap load of copies for, and it's a game that people would even double dip for. I talk about a game like Grand Theft Auto 5 being a game that Rockstar has just created so much residual income on and got gamers to buy that game multiple times. Well, Master Chief Collection is another one of those games where if you own it on the Xbox One and you have a decent gaming PC, you're probably going to end up buying it on your gaming PC too. They're getting you to double dip in that sense. It'll also be interesting because it's not a Play Anywhere title. It'll also be interesting that because it's not a Play Anywhere title, will it be a part of Game Pass? We know that it's going to be released on Steam and the Windows 10 store. I guess because it is seeing a Steam release, maybe a part of them are like, we don't really want to undercut them on our own store platform. So maybe this will end up being a game where the PC version is exempt from Game Pass. I had originally thought that that might be a possibility, but it looks like that might be a bigger reality than I had originally thought. However, I don't think gamers are going to be all too disappointed by it, just because the Xbox exclusives have always been a part of Game Pass and there was never this gigantic commotion made up about it. But when the announcement of Master Chief Collection being confirmed for a Steam release, everybody was super excited for that, and it seemed like everybody just wanted the game on Steam, even if they did have to pay a little bit more, alternatively, versus, say, signing up for Game Pass, which could be had for like $1 a month. So that's something to note as well. 343 also said that there will be an AMA on Reddit this Tuesday, so that'll be happening, and there will be no crossplay with Xbox One at launch. However, 343 themselves want to do it at some point, but they want the game to be finished before doing it, and they want the community to tell them how they want to implement it. So I think the first main priority for them is actually getting the game out, making sure it's working on PC, and they'll let PC gamers play with one another at some point. Crossplay being implemented as well would be great, but I think in the case of Master Chief Collection, because it's going to see a Steam release, it is going to be incredibly popular, and I don't think the issue of the game having a dying player base is really going to be a problem. I think there are going to be a ton of people playing the game for a very long time again, especially with that Steam release, but still crossplay would definitely be nice. It's just that if people are playing with a KBM setup against people that are playing with controllers on console, yeah, the people on console are going to get absolutely dusted, and in the case of this being a first-person shooter, it would be an absolute stomp. So that's something they definitely have to bear in mind. And also, lastly, I will put a link in the description box down below to HaloWaypoint.com where you can sign up to the Halo Insider Program. The Insider Program is the new way Halo fans and community members can partner with 343 Industries to improve their games, products, and services. As a Halo Insider, you'll have the opportunity to regularly provide feedback and insights that help shape and inform current franchise initiatives and the future of Halo. You will also be given exclusive opportunities to participate in public flights of in-progress Halo game releases and provide feedback to the development team. So this is also how you could get into the Reach test before Reach actually releases on PC. So I know a lot of you guys want to get in on that. Link down below. Sign up for it yourself. Of course, everybody that signs up won't get into it, but at least you'll have a shot. Alright, so that's all of the new news about Halo Master Chief Collection's PC release. I also want to quickly take a look at something that Tim Sweeney said. Of course, he is the founder of Epic Games, and he has declared that Epic Games will win the battle for the best digital storefront based on its relationship with developers, not with the customers and the consumers. Sweeney's vantage point is that consumers already have the best experience they're gonna have when using these kinds of platforms, so having a better selection of games will be more important for drawing in new customers. His idea is that since user experience has been improved for so long, what they need to work on is acquiring the best games possible, getting the best exclusive possible, and that's what's gonna attract people over. Adding a few convenient features or making installation easier is no longer enough to displace customers from their current favorites, especially names as well entrenched in the gaming industry as Valve and Steam. Of course, Epic is working more with the developers in terms of splitting the revenue. 12% goes to Epic, 88% of the revenue going to the developers, and all that is well and good. However, we've already seen these exclusives be released on the Epic Store, and Metro Exodus isn't seemingly doing all too well. Now, I don't have official numbers, but just based on my anecdotal evidence of who's buying the game, I'll tell you right now that nobody in my friend circle bought Metro Exodus, and I have multiple friends that loved Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light, and none of them bought Metro Exodus on PC. I'll also add, a game like The Division 2, yes, it is being released on the Epic Store and not on Steam. However, it's more of a slight to Steam than anyone actually going to the Epic Store. If you look at what Ubisoft has actually said, Ubisoft just took this upfront money from Epic Games, and now everyone is just going to Uplay if they want to buy The Division 2. Is anybody really going to the Epic Store to buy The Division 2 so they can also go through Uplay? That's always been an issue of buying Ubisoft games on Steam. It's like, why would you buy Ubisoft games on Steam? Because you have to go through Uplay. I always like to, because I like to have all my games on Steam. You get Steam trading cards, you get Steam achievements, and those things have value to people. A game being on the Epic Store doesn't have value to anyone, so in the case of Ubisoft, they made out like absolute bandits. Epic didn't win in that trade, Steam did lose out a little bit, but Ubisoft were the big winners in that exchange. And outside of that, what Epic is getting is a lot of games that the majority of PC gamers don't have interest in. Yes, Metro Exodus is big, The Division 2 is more of a wash, but the other games that they've gotten some interesting games, but games that I think generally people would have just bought on Steam based on the game, say, being on sale, or them just scrolling through Steam and seeing the game and being like, hey, that's a game I'll add to my wishlist and pick it up down the line. A game like Genesis Alpha 1. Maybe there are some people that are being won over by Genesis Alpha 1 and they're like, hey, let me jump over to the Epic storefront and check out Genesis Alpha 1. But really, are a lot of people going to the Epic Store to check out that game? A lot of these games are also timed exclusives. They're going to be timed exclusives for a year. And in the case of the majority of them, I think they will be games that maybe gamers have some interest in, but they'll be like, okay, I can wait a year for the Steam release to come out because there are thousands upon thousands of other games that I can play right now on Steam and on my platforms of choice. The games Epic are acquiring right now, yes, there are some nice games, there are nice exclusives to have, and in the case of Epic with the smaller games, I think it's great because they are helping these smaller developers get the funding that they need to make sure that their games turn out the best possible way. In another world where Epic didn't exist, they would just be rushing to get this game out so they can make back some sort of revenue. With Epic's financial backing, at least they'll have that peace of mind a little bit, and I think that's a great scenario for the developers. And yes, Epic being in the game, that is great for developers. No one has really argued against that. However, in the sense of consumers, I don't really think them acquiring all of these smaller niche titles are going to get them to jump on over. However, games like Metro Exodus, I imagine, won some people over. There are definitely hardcore Metro fans that were like, hey, let me go to the Epic Store because I want to play Exodus really badly. From my comment section, it seemed like everybody was saying, oh, Metro Exodus, doesn't that game come out in early 2020? Yeah, I see those memes all the time, but I would like to think that there were some people that went on over to the Epic Store and checked out Metro Exodus. Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't be ashamed about it. I'm not going to judge you. I get that you're a big Metro fan. just let me know. Did you check out that game on the Epic Store? I know a lot of you guys also brought out your pirate hats for that game. Let's not talk too much about that. But I do imagine that that would be a reality as well. But if they're actually looking to acquire more games, one game that could actually get a lot of people to jump over is, of course, Rockstar's Red Dead Redemption 2. If they could somehow work out a deal with Rockstar to get Red Dead Redemption 2 exclusive on the Epic Store and not even released on Rockstar's own platform, because they do have Rockstar Social, that would be pretty insane. But if it's a case where it's like Ubisoft and they just pull Red Dead Redemption 2 away from Steam, it's released on the Epic Store, but it's still available on Rockstar's own platform, well, I don't think that does a lot of good. People are just gonna go on Rockstar's own platform, and you're just gonna get negative press of taking something away from gamers' preferred platform, and I don't really see what that accomplishes. But that's my spiel on that. I could go on about the Epic Store more and more. Tim Sweeney is saying some crazy stuff, but I did want to give some insight on that. But I think a lot of you guys found interest in the Master Chief Collection details. Again, I'll leave a link to where you can sign up for the Halo Insider program in the box down below. If you are accepted, you can potentially try out Halo Reach a little bit earlier before its launch and help that game geared up for its PC release. Also, let me know your thoughts on what Tim Sweeney is saying about the Epic Store, that it's really not reliant on the consumers, rather it's reliant on the developers and acquiring more exclusives. I know a lot of you guys will be a little bit upset about that, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And that's going to conclude this video. If you guys have a request for a future video, that can also be left in the comments, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.